immediate opposition from an industry that has typically been in the president's corner. Researchers who studied Trump's campaign pledge after it was first announced found that Americans would save roughly $100 billion in interest a year if credit card rates were capped at 10%, and found that while the credit card industry would take a major hit, it would still be profitable, although credit card rewards and other perks might be scaled back. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Sluggish hiring last month closed out a year of weak employment gains and have frustrated job seekers. Even as layoffs and unemployment have also been low, employers added 50,000 jobs in December, nearly unchanged from a downwardly revised figure of 56,000 in November. The Labor Department producing the numbers on Friday. The unemployment rate slipped to 4.4%. Breaking news at townhall.com. Syria's defense ministry announced a ceasefire Friday after 3 days of clashes between government forces and Kurdish fighters in the northern city of Aleppo that displaced over 140,000 people, but fighting resumed in the evening. BBC correspondent Mimi Swami has more.
According to Syrian media, the army had made some arrests, as well as seized weapons, ammunition, and explosives during their operation. The power struggle has led to 4 days of clashes in Aleppo. Tens of thousands of residents have fled the Sheikh Maksud and Ashrafia neighborhoods, which the Syrian army shelled on Wednesday after designating them as closed military areas. Further strikes have been reported in recent days.
Minnesota leaders urging protesters to remain peaceful as demonstrations converge on a Minneapolis park, protesting the fatal shooting of a woman last week. The police chief there saying that things turned violent when they began throwing items at officers. Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Ron Taylor.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVDF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests.
There's a little something to Bob with.
Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Weekend Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro News, here on AM 1530 WVDF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
I'm trying to make it a Bob at 7:15. I'm not sure if it's still on.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Middleboro in Review. Today is the 11th of January, 2026. I want to quickly congratulate the Rams and the Bears for moving on in the playoffs.
The Bears.
In the games yesterday. The Bears beat the Packers. The Rams beat the Panthers barely. Both of these games were very entertaining, very close, as every single NFL playoff game should be. I think both of those games were very, very entertaining. So hopefully we get the same stuff today with the 3 games that are on tap for today. First one at 1, then 4, then 8 o'clock. Then you got a Monday night game tomorrow. So that's gonna be pretty good. The remaining wild card games in the NFL playoffs. And also congratulations to Indiana and Miami for making it to the national championship game in college football. That will be next Monday. And Miami kind of has a little bit of a home field advantage there. It's going to be in Miami. It will be in Miami Gardens at Hard Rock Stadium. So that's going to be a very good game, I think. I think, seeing as how Indiana blew out both of their opponents by either 35 points and then by 34. So, yeah, we'll see. I think it's pretty interesting, but I want to welcome everyone in to Middleboro in Review for today. Today is the 11th of January, 2026. Let's start off by talking about our weather. It is 40 degrees and cloudy currently. outside of our Hong Kong City studios here in Taunton. 43 for the high today, and it will be 30 for the low tonight. Tomorrow, 38 degrees for the high, 26 for the low, and then it'll gradually start to warm up again. 43 on Tuesday, 27 for the low, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in the Wednesday and Thursday in the upper 40s, lower 50s before going down once again on Friday. You get a couple of chances for a mix as well midweek, so keep an eye on that as well. Doesn't look like snow chances. Looks like more of a mix, except for maybe next Sunday. Next Sunday might be cold enough for just snow, but we'll see what happens there when we get to next Sunday. Next Sunday is still
Next Sunday.
yes. Next Sunday is ages away
Yeah.
when it comes to the weather. So
Yes.
you
Just
know.
enjoy what you have.
Anyway, enjoy what we have now.
Be grateful there's no ice and snow on the ground. I
Exactly.
always worry about older people slipping and falling because it's a life altering situation. And when anyone slips and falls,
Yeah.
but
Absolutely.
elderly people slip and fall, that's
It's
that-
a lot worse.
It's a lot worse, and and just people who love snow, it's fine, great, but there's always danger that goes with older people trying to go about their lives. That's why a lot of people go to Florida, so they don't slip and fall.
Yeah.
Slip and fall accidents are pretty popular when it comes to older people because it's just everything. We had all that black ice every day last week up until like Thursday.
Yeah.
But we had the rain and then the ground didn't dry enough, and then black ice next day. Driving was bad. Everything's bad about ice in the winter. So when you get a stretch of good weather, time to
Take advantage of it.
take
yes.
advantage of wash your vehicle and do some stuff around the yard that you want to do, and then batten down and just hope for the best.
So hopefully it'll you'll see the sun today. There's some wet spots out there. Hopefully you'll see the sun today, so it'll dry up because tonight's gonna dip below 30. So it'll dip below 32. So it might be a little icy tomorrow if it doesn't dry off. So hopefully you'll see the sun today and it'll dry things up and it'll be less of a problem tomorrow. All right, 41 for the high in Middleboro. 41 right now, current temperature. 43 for the high, 30 for the low. A little windy out there, so it feels like 35 degrees. Tomorrow, 38 for the high, 26 for the low, and sunny skies. Driscoll, Texas, 45 degrees. 45 degrees, feels like 35. High of 61, low of 45. And it's going to be it's going to be only in the lower 60s for the next couple of days. And then the sun will return and you'll get into the 70s once again. But there you go. Driscoll, North Dakota, 21 degrees, high of 39, low of 13. Tomorrow, it'll be a high of 40 with a low of 27. Cloudy skies over the next couple of days and really windy also in Driscoll, North Dakota over the next couple of days. We have a dense fog advisory going on in Holiday, Florida right now. Dense fog advisory expected to continue until at least 9 a.m. this morning. Windy conditions right now in the Holiday. 72 for the high, 52 for the low tonight. Currently 63 degrees. Tomorrow, cloudy, 65 degrees with a low of 45 in Holiday, Florida. So there is your weather.
They're freezing.
I know
In
that's
Holiday,
cold.
Florida.
That's cold for
They
that
got their
area.
sweaters on and bundling up. They're like, what's going on here?
That is cold for that area. Yeah. All right, we have our state histories. January 11th, 1759, the first American life insurance company, the Corporation for Relief of Poor and Distressed Presbyterian Ministers and of the Poor and Distressed Widows and Children of the Presbyterian Ministers. Wow, that's a mouthful, Don. Now part of the Unum Group, is incorporated in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. On this day in 1912, immigrant textile workers in Lawrence, Massachusetts go on strike when wages are reduced in response to a mandated shortening of the work week. January 11th, 1949, the first networked television broadcasts took place as KDKA TV in Pittsburgh goes on the air, connecting the East Coast and the Midwest programming. Then we have January 11th, 1964, Surgeon General of the United States, Dr. Luther Terry, MD, publishes the landmark report, Smoking and Health, report of the Advisory Committee to the Surgeon General of the Public Health Service, saying that smoking may be hazardous to health, sparking national and worldwide anti-smoking efforts. Our birthdays for today. On this day, born on this day, January 11th, 1755, Alexander Hamilton, American general, economist, and politician. He was the first ever United States Secretary of the Treasury. Very important figure there in American history, Alexander Hamilton. On this day in 1760, Oliver Wilcott Jr. was born, American lawyer and politician. He was the second United States Secretary of the Treasury. Very difficult job to follow up Alexander Hamilton, Don. Very difficult.
I'd just be born on the same day.
Well, on the same day, 5 years
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah.
But he was the second Secretary of the Treasury. And also he was governor of Connecticut, the 24th governor of Connecticut. Born on this day in 1807, Ezra Cornell, American businessman and philanthropist. He founded Western Union and also Cornell University. Born on this day in 1921, Janetta M. Krebs, American economist and politician, the 24th Secretary of Commerce. Born on this day in 1959, Brett Bodine, American NASCAR driver, very good American NASCAR driver. And born on this day in 1993, January 11th, 1993, current Boston Celtic. He was acquired by the Boston Celtics this offseason, and that is Chris Boucher, St. Lucian Canadian basketball player from St. Lucia and Canada. So there you go.
We were just talking about Canada this morning.
Yes, we were.
Yeah, about the teams.
The football teams. Yeah, and the basketball teams and all the sports teams that are there in Canada.
Which ain't much, except for hockey.
For hockey, you know.
But
just
no,
hockey.
but no NFL.
No NFL. No NFL. Maybe they'll change in the future. Maybe. Kind of doubt it, honestly. I'm being honest here. I kind of doubt it.
I doubt it.
I don't think there'll be an NFL team that gets created in Canada. We'll see. I think NFL teams in Europe will happen before an NFL team in Canada happens. I really do. Seems to be expansion efforts into Europe that could be happening with the NFL at some point. I think we're kind of a ways away from that, but that I think will happen eventually. Let's take our first commercial break right now. When we come back, we got a couple of things we want to talk about in celebrity passings.
Music world.
In the music world.
Big loss in the music world yesterday.
And also an anniversary of a big loss in the music world as well. We'll talk about that. We'll be right back.
What time is it exactly?
7:20.
And join me this Thursday from 9 to 11 live on WVBF as Cranberry Country Journal moves from Saturday mornings to Thursday mornings, keeping things light and lively as we bring you a little slice of life of the people, places, and activities that make the Cranberry Country area and beyond a special place to call home. I made the big time, finally. I'm on during the week, Thursdays, 9 to 11 live, with the replay on Saturday mornings, 9 to 11, Cranberry Country Journal on WVBF, AM 1530 and 99.7 FM. See you this week.
That's the one we did yesterday.
That's what we did yesterday.
Good job.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48 Spark Street in Brockton, Massachusetts, offers the highest quality collision repair and complete auto service for your car. They are a direct repair shop for all major insurance companies. You should reach them at 508-583-1495. They are open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5, and 8 to 4 on Fridays. Call them today. You will not be disappointed. 508-583-1495.
Do one more commercial and then
WGBF is your hometown radio station. And one of the things we like to do to support people in your
Still good.
hometown is to run community.
keep an eye on it now because
If you do belong to a nonprofit
You know, we can do it. I mean, there's like 15 different entries, you know.
The city or town government.
Like what, 4 more doors?
And
then people doing deliveries. That's the problem. They might can't be getting deliveries from a van or.
yeah, because they don't know no one else is in here. They don't know if someone else is in here probably. They just do the deliveries and leave.
hotmail.com. That's
I don't know.
WVBF1530@hotmail.com.
Anyway,
Maybe they should put a note up to
Thank you for
come take a
listening.
walk over by and check on the
Your
radio
hometown
station.
radio
before
station is
They should.
AM 1530.
they should. Maybe
Well-
that's something I can.
Well, no one argued this time.
FM.
Yeah, that's something I could bring up to Phil next time I see him. That's something I'll bring up to Phil next time I talk to him. All right. Okay.
I got a little read there on the phone.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about David Bowie first, and then we'll talk about
Well, he's been gone, what, 5 years now, right?
10
Wow.
as of yesterday. 10. All right, we're back. So I turned down the bumper music. There we go. All right, we have a couple of celebrity passings to kind of note here. One that took place 10 years ago, and that's David Bowie. He passed away yesterday, 10 years ago. Yesterday. Yesterday marked 10 years since he passed. And Thursday marked 10 years since Black Star came out. That's a unique album, Black Star.
That came out a couple days after he died.
No, it came out 2 days before he died.
Oh, before he died?
Came out on his birthday,
Oh.
January 8th, 2016. That's a unique album. Some good stuff on there. Of course, the title track, Lazarus, great. Some really good songs on there. It's kind of a weird album, but David Bowie was weird. David Bowie was weird.
Well, I mean, doing Ziggy Stardust, that was Ziggy Stardust, that album was totally unique.
Absolutely.
In the rock and roll world. It really was. So that was he was well known for that.
Yeah. So
And everything he's done.
yeah. So I just wanted to note that he did pass 10 years ago yesterday as well. So you're a David Bowie fan? Check out Black Star. Let's do some David Bowie this week.
My favorite Bowie song is with Queen, Under Pressure.
Yes.
Okay,
That's
that
another-
collaboration between Queen and David Bowie was just phenomenal. It was unbelievable. It's like it's actually one of my favorite songs.
I think for me, it's a tie between Starman and Fame for me.
Oh, Fame. Here's another collaboration. John Lennon,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
John Lennon did the backups on Fame. So I mean, that was unique, and Space Odyssey. That's what got me into Space
It's a good
Odyssey.
album.
That's
It's a
what
good
got me into Dave Bowie. And I even like this '80s stuff. Let's Dance, Little China Girl.
Yeah.
I really like David Bowie's career. I never there's bands out there that I like Elton John. I like, but I didn't, and I'm not saying I didn't like his '80s stuff, but I didn't like it as much. But for some reason, David Bowie kept me satisfied, kept me happy, even during his '80s stuff.
Yeah.
Because '80s were different than like the '70s stuff. Same with Elton John.
And even his newer stuff. Is really good too. There's some good stuff on there. There's a song that came out, I think it was 2000 and I think it was 01. Yeah, I think it might have been 01. Called Valentine's Day. Very good song. And it might have been a lot later than that actually. It might have been like 06, 07. I'm not exactly sure when it came out. But a song called Valentine's Day. Very good song as well. Obviously, stuff off of Black Star. There's some good stuff there on that album. And they did come out with one other album as well, posthumously. I believe that was in 2021 that album came out.
And plus too, Christmas.
Yes.
Little Drummer Boy, Bing Crosby.
Yes, with Bing Crosby. And that story is a very interesting story as well. A very sad story too. And we're getting close to 7:30, so we don't have time to tell it right this second. But go look up, the story of that song because it's definitely.
Well, you know what? After the break, we can.
Yeah,
talk
we'll
about
mention it. We'll mention it.
We get some more to mention too.
We'll mention the passing of Bob Weir as well, and
I have friends who love Grateful Dead.
and Don will tell you quite a bit more.
I don't
about
know.
Grateful Dead that
I know as much as you do.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I can just tell you stories about.
I can tell you some of my
I
favorite.
can tell you stories about what I've heard from stories that was told me about my friends.
Yeah.
Who experienced the whole Grateful Dead thing. You know, it was like a phenomenon.
Yeah.
Just like Fish was in the '90s, the band Fish. We were traveling around and stuff like that. It was something to see. But
So stay tuned. After the news,
I'm
we'll talk
hoping. I'm hoping my friend from New Jersey calls and talks about.
Yeah.
He texted me this morning. He says, "Mention Bob Weir." Yeah. All right, call.
Yeah.
You know
after
the number.
News,
yeah, you know who you are. You know what I'm talking about.
7:35. Also, anyone else who is a Grateful Dead fan?
Yeah.
Give us a call.
We got another friend who was involved with a VW microbus and a trip up to Vermont. Okay, so if you're listening, call too. I mean,
everybody, everyone who's a Grateful Dead fan.
I mean, these people are
call.
true fans.
Yep.
Listen to them. I know those few songs. Alabama Getaway. It's funny. Touch of Grey was their number one hit in the 80s. So.
I'll tell you about some of my favorite songs from them when we come back. We'll be right back.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Michael Herring. Iran's president says officials will listen to protesters, but claims that rioters aim to, quote, destroy the entire society. His comments reflect a hardening tone amid ongoing demonstrations across the country. Protests sparked by economic grievances have evolved into a direct challenge to Iran's theocracy. Meanwhile, public policy expert Matthew Continetti says the leadership in Iran has clearly lost all credibility with the people.
That you have economic humiliation, you have military humiliation with Operation Midnight Hammer and the 12-day war last year, battering the Iranian regime, and you now have political humiliation where it's clear that the government no longer has any legitimacy whatsoever on the streets of Iran.
He made his comments to the Salem Radio Network. President Trump is using the I word as he rallies House Republicans ahead of the 2026 elections. White House correspondent Greg Cluxton has that story.
When the president met with GOP lawmakers recently, he warned them not to let Democrats regain control of the House of Representatives.
You got to win the midterms, because if we don't win the midterms, it's just going to be, they'll find a reason to impeach me.
It's going to be impeach.
Speaking at the annual GOP House retreat, he said,
Do us a favor, Republicans, win the House.
Issue for Republicans,
Please.
as he
Just
pointed to his
don't-
administration's work on lowering
impeach.
prescription drug
Unless it's
prices.
a real,
Greg
that's a
Cluxton,
big problem.
Washington.
You know that the Democrats get control of the House. They will.
Yeah. That's why they make it a 60 vote, because it has to be so bad that, I mean, Nixon wouldn't have made it. Even his side was going to take him out and get him inside. It has to be that bad.
Yeah, and they're not going to. Their Democrats aren't getting saved. They're not getting the Senate.
You can't get impeached, you saw, you shouldn't get impeached over policy.
If they don't win the Senate, they're not even going to try impeachment. So, because they're not going to have the vote.
Yeah, they might, because they just want to.
Because he exactly.
Yeah, oh, he got it 3 times now. He's a convinced felon, it's, I don't know.
Call 800-4-RELIEF. 800, the number 4-RELIEF, or visit relieffactor.com to learn more. Look, I was a little bit skeptical.
Republicans have to win the House. Or the next 2 years is just going to be a bunch of nothing. It's just going to be lame duck, and we don't want it. No one wants that from either side. No one wants that from either side.
Keep your memory strong, maintain mental energy for
The Democrats take the House, and you have to, like, Clinton worked good with the Republicans. He really did. He worked good with the Green. He was a good president. He had, he had no choice.
He didn't have any choice,
but he did good.
For Think Factor.
It worked well with Newt. Yeah, it worked well with me.
Myanmar has opened a second round of voting in the country's first general election.
And they got a lot done there.
Takeover that
Yeah,
installed
for a lame duck, technically a lame duck for a president.
Voting today
He
expanding
did
traditional
pretty good.
townships, including some areas affected by the Civil War
But
between the military government.
we're in a different political world now. Lame duck isn't going to fly.
Clashes in recent months will remain under heightened
We
security.
if the Republicans have to retain the House.
Yeah, well,
They have to.
Or
it's going to be a tough 2 years.
I don't care what side you're on. You don't undermine your government just to get your guy in.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you just see what happens.
Philippines.
You have to say a strong argument against the other guy. You have to convince people. That's what it's all about.
Low-slung buildings, waste management facilities, and Binawali
You
village.
destroy people's reputations and throw them in
News and
jail.
analysis at town hall.
Either side. You know what I mean?
Yeah, tell it to the Democrats.
Well, the Republicans are probably known for that.
A veteran Major League outfielder getting a lengthy suspension for performance-enhancing drugs.
Moving on. Moving on before we
Yeah.
devolve into balls.
Yeah.
Substance in violation of Major League Baseball.
That's why these things work. I don't want to be giving older people friggin', I don't want to be giving older people $1,500 oil bills ever again, because the country doesn't get its act straight on the fuel. You know?
Exactly.
I will broke my heart when
Yeah, gas prices are plummeting.
that broke my heart when I had to hand somebody on a fixed income a bill for $1,300 for a tank of oil.
It should piss both sides off.
Because they play politics with the fuel and everyone wants to be this, that, and the other thing. You know what I mean?
It should piss both sides off. But the problem is it doesn't, because both sides are too busy bickering.
But it's the same elderly person I handed the thing is voting against their self-interest. Meaning, you know what I'm saying? They got to vote somebody in who just goes to war on fossil fuels, and then you cannot function as a society with $6.50 diesel prices. Everything will go up.
It's a problem.
If you're paying $6 for diesel, everything's attached to the delivery of that product.
We're finally seeing gas prices go down.
Gas, diesel price, yes,
Thank God.
and heating oil too. Who can afford to pay $4,000 in a winter for heating oil? That just kills budgets. Just to heat your house? Are you kidding me?
It pisses me off to no end that both sides cannot cannot reach across the aisle.
No,
Pisses
no,
me off the phone.
no, they hate Trump so much. That's the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Coming back. 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Turn the bumper music down. There we go. 7:36 a.m. here on this cool and hopefully beautiful Sunday when the sun comes up. Hopefully we see the sun today. Again, got to see the sun because you got to dry up the
Drive the pavement
dry
up.
up the surfaces because tonight it's gonna be cold.
Watch your P's and Q's in the morning.
Exactly. Yes.
When you go out, black ice is tough, slip, fall. Even if there's rock salt down and stuff, I guess it's all right for the environment, but it really isn't. It's a little less rock salt you got to use. That's better, I think. I don't know.
I agree. So so this week,
whoa, slow it down.
What?
You got to talk about that story with Bing Crosby and David Bowie.
Yes,
that's a good story.
So David Bowie and David Bowie and Bing Crosby did a. This was during the summer. Okay, this was meant to be a Christmas song, but it was during the summer because Bing Crosby. Bing Crosby?
You got your thinking cap on today, kid?
I don't have my coffee.
I get you had a swirl into it.
Give me a second here. Bing Crosby. This was just not even a couple months before he died. He died in the summer. Not remembering the year off the top of my head. But he died in the summer, late summer. I believe it was in August. So they recorded, David Bowie and Bing Crosby, a Christmas song.
Little Drummer Boy.
And that was Little Drummer Boy. Exactly. Little Drummer Boy and Peace on Earth, I believe was the other one. Yes.
But Little Drummer Boy is the one that was played on MTV.
Okay. Yeah. So they recorded this together. And I think I've mentioned this before as well. That during the recording, at different times during the recording, Bing Crosby he was dealing with Alzheimer's. So a couple times during the recording, he would reintroduce himself to David Bowie, not knowing that he already introduced himself to David Bowie multiple times. He would do this multiple times because again, the Alzheimer's. So that was sad. That was sad to hear that. But
the final product
is amazing.
You wouldn't even know of the final product.
Exactly.
The way they presented that, because they were talking. There was a little conversation. Yeah. I mean, go check it out. Go on YouTube or and check that out. The
final product was nice.
It was really nice to have that come out.
So check that out. Yeah, I'll check that out. Absolutely. We want to mention the passing of Bob Weir, the guitarist, songwriter, and co-founder of the legendary rock band, the Grateful Dead. He passed away at the age of 78 yesterday. He had underlying lung issues after battling cancer. According to a statement from his family, he was a central figure in the band's improvisational sound and continued to perform with various groups, including Dead and Company, long after the Dead disbanded in 1995, leaving a profound legacy on rock and jam band culture. And talking about jam bands, Grateful Dead is if you look at a definition of jam band, you will see Grateful Dead as the picture.
Yeah,
for that definition.
Yeah,
that is the definition of jam.
20 minute songs with just jamming. Some people
That's
love
the definition
that.
of it.
I mean, I gotta appreciate it. I never really got into the Grateful Dead. I've had friends who love the Grateful Dead. They just I had a friend of mine who tells me a story about going to Highgate, Vermont to see the Dead back in, I guess, in the 90s or the late 80s or whatever. And they went up in a VW microbus with friends. And it was just an adventure. It's something they got to have the rest of their life. And it was a great story to listen to. You know, it's the folklore of any band because there's always a story. And we go back to Al Guthrie. I mean, he's a folk singer, and his father was, and he comes from that movement or whatever, peace movement during the war or whatnot. If you look at peace activist singers, so Al Guthrie was one of the pioneers, but his father was like the first, you know, Woody.
Yeah.
And but it's more the folklore. It's more of what goes along than just the song. It's just, you know, the whole Alice's Restaurant, the whole everything with Al Guthrie. It's the same with the Grateful Dead and the touring and the stories that you hear. And that's something that's like, even though I don't know many of their songs, and you know, I've listened to enough of it, but I mean, it's just, and I like it. It's pretty good, but it's not something I listen to a lot. Everyone has their own taste on music, but it's really good, and it's touched a lot of people's lives. And people, I mean, there's people who spend all summer long following the band around and going to show after show after show after show, and they started all that.
Yes.
They were like the first ones to start that.
Yeah.
And,
So Don, what
Yeah.
what are two of your favorite Grateful Dead songs?
Alabama Getaway.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? Who was it? Ship of Fools? Was it Ship of Fools? Whatever. No.
Shakedown Street.
Shakedown Street.
Yeah, so Shakedown Street would be one of mine,
Yeah.
and Ship of Fools would be the other one for me.
Right. Alabama Getaway.
Very good songs.
I consider that the heaviest song that I know, but I'm sure somebody who knows their whole catalog will call it, oh, I know a heavier song. I mean, going back to another story, going back to another band that's almost related. I mean, they're almost like sister bands. It's Hot Tuna.
Yes.
And Jefferson Airplane. You go on YouTube and you type in what do you say, Jefferson House or it's something Jefferson House, Yomer and Jerry playing. There's like a 1968 footage of the Yomer from Hot Tuna and I think it was during Jefferson Airplane time and Jerry Garcia jamming together. It's called Airplane House. It's called Airplane House.
Airplane House.
Yeah, that was the studio I think Jefferson Airplane had in San Francisco back in 1968. As far as if I'm paying attention, because a friend of mine who was in New Jersey, my buddy Mick, he was big into the Hot Tuna. He got me into the Hot Tuna, and he likes of course if he got me the Hot Tuna, he likes the Grateful Dead. And then my buddy Billy, he, you know, just the stories of him and his buddy, he'd get the chalk going up and Highgate, you know, and seeing him in other places too. So, Touch of Grey, I got a little story to tell you on that. I really didn't like that song when it came out. I was like, oh God. It was because it was overplayed on MTV, okay?
Yes.
Touch of Grey, all right? But that was their number one hit. That was a number one hit for them. 1986 or 85 or whenever it came out. It came out in the mid 80s. And I had a friend of mine, Paul Lyons, and he said, Donnie, you know, I used to talk like this, Donnie, you got to appreciate Touch of Grey. I know you can't stand the song, but you got to listen to Bob Weir, how he plays. You got to listen. You just do me a favor and listen. I did. And I ended up liking the song. Because my buddy Paul said, you know, give another listen. I know it's not their, you know, it's their hit, and I know things are overplayed, but try to get that out of your head that it's overplayed, and find a time when it's good for you to listen to it. And I dial that song up sometimes, and it's the song lyrically is about growing old. You know what I mean? Growing old and in that business, and A Touch of Grey, and you know, going along with how aging and maybe the rock business or whatever, but. And then, you know, and then like, you know, less than 10 years later, Jerry Garcia dies of a heart attack, pretty much. So, and then in discussions about Jerry's last shows, and there's always, it's like a big folklore behind it all. It's more mystery than like the music that I see. Okay. It's more of a story behind it all.
Mhm.
And the fans are like the number one fans out there. So I mean, that's what I take on Grateful Dead. Bob Ware, I don't really know too much about his solo stuff. He said Dead and Company, so he continued to work and made everyone happy. And I know he did some singing too.
Yeah, so there you go. 508-822-1106 is the number if you want to call in. Talk about the Grateful Dead if you're a fan. 508-822-1106.
Keeping an eye on your phones over there.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Haven't received a phone call yet, but
No.
if you're a fan of the Grateful Dead, 508-822-1106. Give us a call. Tell us your 2 favorite songs from the Grateful Dead. We'll be right back.
Yeah, it was good. He didn't have to read. Yeah, that was good.
St. Vincent de Paul of Sacred Heart Church in Middleboro serves the residents of the towns of Middleboro, Lakeville, Carver, and Rochester. Our base of operations is in the lower level of the parish hall on Oak Street, directly across the street from Sacred Heart Church in downtown Middleboro.
Yeah, Ricky texted me too late. Bowie, so many duets, Stevie Ray Vaughan, and Paul China Girl. Renzo's Head in the morning, and Ye Green, Crosby, Tina Turner, Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, Under Pressure.
Huh?
He's talking about David Bowie, right?
Yeah.
Under Pressure.
I'm not calling in today, not gonna yammer about Bob Ware, but I can't believe 10 years since Bowie died. Unbelievable. Anytime someone famous dies, you think of the closest who died.
Yeah, man, 10 years.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about Bowie.
Yeah.
In a few short years, they have given more than 4,000 bags of groceries to those in need at the north door of the First Parish Church.
I remember watching
Are available to anyone. No
Black Star, the video when it came out.
Demand
It's like
increases every
amazed.
week. Please consider a donation of unexpired, non-perishable food items.
Weird. It was a really weird video. Really weird song.
Well,
but I mean, that's David Bowie for you.
Well, it's funny because Freddie Mercury and Queen and David Bowie, they put those last out knowing that they didn't have much time.
Yeah, knowing that they would be gone.
Talk about that.
Food Pantry is now open the 2nd and 4th Saturdays of the month at 76 Church Green in Taunton.
All right, we're back. 7:49 a.m.
I just got a text from my buddy Mickey.
Yes.
He says he's not going to call in and clamor about.
But yeah, we got open phone lines anyway.
Yeah, if
508.
you listen and you change your mind, call. Okay.
508-822-1106 is the number to call. Talk about Grateful Dead. What are your 2 favorite songs?
One thing we're talking about off the air is how Black Star, the last album that Bowie did.
Yeah, and how the artists, some artists know when, their time is
Well,
close.
obviously, yeah. I mean,
We talk about David Bowie. I think, the
mindset of
But
putting
he
an album
wrote-
out knowing you don't have much time left. And same with the last Queen album.
Lazarus. When he wrote Lazarus, I mean, some of the lyrics, it felt like he knew. He felt like he knew he was going to.
I think he did know. I think he knew. It was not he knew. It was a matter of when.
A matter of when he knew. I mean, he knew, obviously.
And same with the last album with Queen. And what's that last song that Brian May had to...
Mother Love.
Yeah, Brian May had to finish it.
Yeah, before he died.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's other examples. Ozzy. And during that last concert.
Yeah.
And
he did 5 songs. He did 9 songs. He did 5 solo songs, his own stuff, and he did 4 Black Sabbath songs.
Yeah,
and the Black Sabbath songs are like 6
he wasn't
minutes
good.
long.
He wasn't in good health. I mean, maybe he knew this was his last chance to do a big concert.
Well, I heard he had to come off all his medication to make that happen.
Yeah.
And then the album he did a year before that. What was the name of that album? Perry Mason. What was the album? That was a song.
Ozzy's Patient Number 9.
And here's another tidbit. Jeff Beck's last performance was
yeah, exactly. Patient Number 9's
was
last performance
on an Ozzy album.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's it's just like you grew up with all these people who you grew up with, well, all these great musicians and rock stars and stuff. And at my age and my friend's age and even your age, you're watching them all pass away now.
Yeah.
And it's really heartbreaking because these people and these bands were really part of your life. And you got to look at the older generation too. Maybe the people like 20 years older than I am, and they grew up with all the 60s bands. But
a lot of those guys are firmly in their 80s now. Firmly in their 80s.
Right. Mid 80s.
Mid 80s.
Willie Nelson, he's still touring, right?
He's
So
92.
Yeah, but you know what? I love hearing those success stories of Argent. We're talking about Argent.
Yeah.
The band Argent came back. Okay, and it was awesome. Like Argent, hold your head up. From 1972, they were on tour and they put a new album out, which was a good album. So it's just like
the Zombies, who have been around for decades, put out an album a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So I mean, these legacy bands, they're still out there.
Yeah. So I mean, you may lose somebody here and there and whatnot, but the whole realm of it. I mean, even the '60s bands, even people who were in the '70s, with who they listen to, these people, Willie Nelson. He's still putting stuff out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I love the idea because music is like timeless. It's just the more, and it seems like the Deep Purple album. Yeah,
Deep Purple. Ian is 81, I think.
I think he's 80.
Yeah, he's 80.
He's 80.
He's in his 80s now.
Yeah, they put that last album of that new guitarist. Unbelievable. Simon McBride, he's unbelievable.
He's injected so much youth into the band.
It's such a great fit. It just bring those guys out, all spring chickens.
Exactly.
And the album is so. It is. I mean, the last guitarist was a great guitarist, Steve Morse, awesome guitarist, and
One of the best.
One of the best. But it sounded like Purple on the guitar side, but this new guitarist, just put it back. It kind of reminds me of Machine Head.
I think they were starting to get tired. They were starting to get a little tired.
Yeah.
And Simon, he brought a lot of life back into the band. The band they got a pep in their step now. They have more energy now.
That album,
with Simon in there.
That album equals one. Okay, that came out. And
it's so good.
It is so. It reminds me of Machine Head. And I grew up with Machine Head, Deep Purple, Machine Head.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked to Paul Laz, and he's like, Machine Head. He knows the Machine Head. He grew up with Machine Head. Everyone grew up with Machine Head.
It's
1972.
It's so good.
And then in 2012, a bunch of bands came out and did a Machine Head album, like a tribute album. And you had Badamasa on there. You had all.
Metallica, I believe, did Child of Time, I believe.
No, When a Blind Man Cries.
Oh, yeah, When a Blind Man Cries.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Who did Child of Time?
Joe Badamasa and who's that guy from Aerosmith?
I need to look that up.
Yeah, right. And Santana was on it. It was a bunch of. So if you go back and check out that album, it's called Remachine, 2012. Great album. And Scorpion. I think Scorpions were on it. Maybe not. I'm trying to remember, but
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Remachine. Let's see.
Yeah.
Track listing. Let's see. Smoke on the Water was Carlos Santana, Jacoby Shaddix. Perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. Then you had Glenn Hughes and Chad Smith doing Maybe I'm a Leo.
Yeah.
That was good. Highway Star was Chicken Foot.
And who else was
Black Label Society.
Right, but even Steve Vai got involved with that too, I think.
Yeah. So Black Label Society was Pictures of Home.
Yep.
Never Before with Kings of Chaos.
Okay.
Smoke on the Water was the Flaming Lips and Gibby Haynes.
Okay.
Lazy, that's Jimmy Barnes, Brad Whitford, and Joe Bonamassa. That actually was a video.
Yeah. What else? What else? Any more?
Space Truckin' was Iron Maiden.
Okay.
And When a Blind Man Cries, that was Metallica. There's a bonus track for American and Australian audiences called it was Highway Star. That was Glenn Hughes, Steve Vai, and Chad Smith.
Okay.
So that wasn't on the actual album.
Okay.
But it was a bonus track. Then there was some Japan stuff. as well. A Highway Star Chicken Foot video,
Yeah.
and then Lazy the video.
With Badamasa, Jimmy
With them in the
Barnes.
studio.
That's great. That's just who do you say was doing Lazy again? I know Joe.
No, I'm sorry. Joe Badamasa.
And who else?
Jimmy
Jimmy Barnes.
Barnes.
Who's the other one? You just said it. Look, the guy from Aerosmith. I forgot his name.
Yeah, the guy from Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Let me look up Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Let me just see.
No, go back and look. I'm getting yelled at by all my friends.
It's Brad Whitford.
It's funny because they're going back and forth on their guitar solos, and that's a great video to watch. And even the keyboard play, I think it's Jimmy Barnes' keyboard, and he's got his band there and whatnot. And that's Kevin Shirley. Kevin Shirley definitely was definitely in that jive. So it's funny how this show is kind of turning into like a music show because of Bob Ware. Bob Ware passed away, and then we just talk about music and and everything, and maybe some listeners go back and check out these. And I'm gonna listen to Ring Machine when I hop in my pickup truck and roll out of here later.
And I'm gonna sit down over here once I get Bread of Life going. Bread of Life, by the way, 8:05 a.m. this morning.
Oh yeah, and also we're gonna be one of these Sundays.
Yep, coming up, I believe February 1st.
Yeah.
We'll get confirmation. But February 1st, we'll Pastor Ortez Vandross on the show. And next week we have a good friend of ours, Coven, will be coming in talking about all things NFL football. So stay tuned for that next week.
He's a Brockton high school football player.
Yeah, we might also be talking about the college football playoff. I'm sure I'll ask about that too. Get his opinion on that because that's gonna be a good matchup.
That game should be done, right?
No, that game is next Monday.
Oh, a week from
That's going to be a very interesting game. Indiana and Oregon. So coming up at 8:05 this morning is Bread of Life with Pastor Ortez.
Is Pittsburgh playing today, or did they get eliminated?
They are playing today. No, they're playing. They might actually be playing Monday. Let me take a quick look at that.
My buddy Billy thinks Pittsburgh's got to go all the way.
No,
of course he is. He's a Pittsburgh guy.
Sorry, Billy, but no. No.
You even said that this is an unpredictable thing. Anything can happen.
Yes.
Who are they playing?
Yes, they're playing the Texans.
In Texas or up in Pittsburgh?
I think in Pittsburgh.
Mm.
I think they'll get out of this round. I do think they'll get out of this round. All the way to the Super Bowl, no.
Well, you know what? Most of the country's warmed up, but you got a team like the Texas coming up to
Pittsburgh
Arctic Bowl. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's 5
that's
degrees
gonna be tough.
But
Right on the river?
No, I don't think it's cold there. I don't think it's cold like it's cold here. You know what
I mean, if it's windy.
No, but it's not like 5 degrees.
No, I'm sure, but again, if
most
it's
of the
windy,
country's mild now.
You're right on the water.
You're on the river. Not like you're on the ocean.
It's water.
I know.
It's still water.
I
It's
know.
river.
It gets cold.
It'll get cold. It'll get windy.
Right.
So that's an advantage for Pittsburgh. So I think they get out of this round.
We should go to a Pittsburgh game.
But to the Super Bowl, no, they
We
will
should
not.
go to go September. We'll go to Pittsburgh game, and
Patriots.
We'll just wear regular clothes so we don't get rolled with Patriot gear on.
Patriots will take on the Chargers tonight at 8:00. Stay tuned for that. That'd be great.
Ed's going to that game.
Ed is going to that game, but he will be here.
For Stand Up Strong.
For Stand Up Strong. So
Bishop Tony Branch, listen at 12. That's a great show.
Yep.
I was supposed to be on last week, but I had to work. So I'm hoping.
But we'll
they
try to
invite me
set
back
something
on
up.
again. I hope they invite me back.
Yeah, exactly. We'll set something up.
You were on the show, were you? Did you run your mouth last week?
Yeah.
You just ran the board.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
All right.
Mouth from the south.
All right, 8:00. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. Great. Just enjoy the weather. Get your things. Get your bird baths and everything straightened away, and pick up the sticks that've been blown around. you got a week to button down for another round of winter.
Stay tuned for Bread of Life with Pastor Ortez Vandross. That's coming up in about 5 minutes from now. I am going to set up my computer and listen to Touch of Grey in a few minutes. And I'll talk to Dad and tell him my opinion of the song too.
No, lyrically, it's,
Yeah, it's so. All right, bye bye everybody. Have a great weekend.
good job. All right, I'm going to get some coffee. And then I got to go meet Mark and Randolph at 10. So I'll go hang around and bug you. I'm not bringing anything back because it's going to be cold and crappy by the time I get it back. So,
we can just eat at home, I guess. We have lunch. I don't know what I'm gonna make. I don't know if I'm gonna be having any energy to make anything anyway.
I'm not doing much. I'm just going to deal with it. I was going to do the cabinets with the food, but I'm not even doing that. I'm just going to take care of the trash. I'm going to watch TV. Watch Adam 12 all day.
Ongoing demonstrations across the country.